Hey guys, welcome back. And first of all, I want to say thank you all very much for watching the Spawnwave podcast last Saturday, episode 6, Spawncast. And it was very, very good. I believe we set a new record for his particular podcast with over 630 viewers live that were watching that. So that was really, really awesome. I want to say thank you very much to John, Spawnwave, for inviting me on the show. And we will be doing it again in the future. And I figured I'd do this video here. I'm kind of easing my way back into the YouTube thing. But there is something I want to talk about that really caught my eye in the recent investors interview with Kimishima, the president of Nintendo. He talked about the Switch success and all the sales it's been getting and the general consensus of the system being very successful. And he was talking about, with the investor, the question of how they're going to be selling, the Switch to the consumer. He said that Nintendo would like to sell as many Switch consoles as possible to the consumer, and in the households themselves, he would like to sell multiple Switch consoles per household. So usually when you think about a home console, they are usually sold one per family, right? That's what you think about. Now, Nintendo would like to sell multiple Switches to their consumers per household. So you have kids, and so you have different family members who want to have the Switch. You could buy them for each one of them. So it brings up a interesting question or theory, is that will Nintendo release a Switch SKU with no dock included, maybe for $199? I think that's a good question because a lot of people may not have any use for the Switch on their TV. And if you're buying multiple Switch consoles per household, obviously they're not all going to be attached to the same TV, right? They're going to be used as a portable device, as a portable aspect of it. I think Nintendo will in fact release different versions of the Switch, as we talked about before, but I do think they could release a $199 version of the Switch just by itself with the Joy-Cons attached to the unit and the AC adapter to charge it, right? I think they could theoretically do that. Now, I've heard what many people have said already about this concept or theory is that, hey, if you do that and take away the dock, that you can't connect it to the TV, then it no longer becomes a Nintendo Switch, right? Well, I don't think that's necessarily true, and here's why. The Switch still comes with detachable controllers on the system itself without the dock, right? So you have the portable unit with the Joy-Cons attached. You could then detach those controllers and switch the system into a stand-up tabletop console that you can play local multiplayer with your friends. So Mario Kart 8, for example, does this very well, including Street Fighter 2, which is coming out very soon this month. You could still call this a Switch because it would still be switching from a portable to a stand-up console that you could play with multiple people. That's still switching, right? And it could still be connected to a dock. You can take it over to your friend's house and play it on their dock, or you could buy the dock separately, which Nintendo already sells. So I don't think the name needs to change. I think they could just sell a dockless version of the Switch for $199, and I think this would really help Nintendo increase sales because they would be diversifying their product. Basically like how other companies do with their products, they release different versions of the same thing and they make double the money, right? Or more money, basically. So giving consumers more options like this, I think, would really benefit, especially without the dock, because a lot of people in their lifestyles don't have any use to play the Switch on their TV. They may already be playing their PS4 or their Xbox One on their TV, and they may be using their Switch strictly as a portable unit, right? So Nintendo could theoretically sell the Switch like this, as just the tablet with the controllers and the AC adapter for a mass market price, and sell even more of them and double up on their sales they already have, going with the $300 version of the Switch with the dock and the HDMI cable and the Joy-Con grip, so on and so forth. Now, I saw a news story of an Uber driver putting the Nintendo Switch on the back of his seat, basically connecting it, and there obviously was no need for a dock for that, right? So there are uses for the Switch without the dock, and people may not even need that extra cost for their system. And I thought it was an excellent idea. You go and ride an Uber and somebody has the Switch right there, and you can take off one controller, hand it to your friend, and you have the other controller. You can play Mario Kart 8 right there in the back of an Uber ride or your taxi ride, for example. That's a great example of not needing a dock for the system. Or you have multiple systems, like I said before, for your kids. They take them on trips, they take them over to friends' houses. They're not going to need a dock to play those games on with the Switch. So I think there definitely is a market for a system like that, for the Switch to have a separate SKU. And really it's all about money, right? So the money is there for Nintendo to take with a different SKU like that. And with Kimishima saying they want to sell multiple Switches per household, you know, not everybody has multiple TVs, right? So it does make good sense for Nintendo to get as many Switch consoles into people's hands as possible. And in order to do that would be to offer different variants of it, right? So something that's a little less expensive and more mass market price. Some people would argue that $300 is not premium price necessarily, but it's also not mass market either. The Wii was considered mass market at $250, and of course everyone bought that, but giving people a lot more options is what is going to get more money into Nintendo's hands. Because a lot of people see the Nintendo Switch as a portable console that you can plug into your TV. They don't necessarily see it as a home console first, they see it as a portable. So for those type of people who only use it as portable, then it makes perfect sense for Nintendo to sell it without the dock and give people that option. And I do think it would sell even more so doing that, because hey, it has worked very well for the 3DS, right? There's like 6 different variants of that system, and they're all portables, right? So the more options Nintendo has for the Switch in the not too distant future, I think will make perfect sense for them to make even more money on the system. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Would you buy a Nintendo Switch with no dock, or would you be interested in something like that to buy for your kids, or to buy for a family member who maybe doesn't play on their TV that much? Tell me what you think about that. Is it a good idea for Nintendo to go that route? Again, like I said, I don't think that it will affect the name of the system. I still think it can be switched from tabletop mode basically or to the portable mode of the system and have those detachable controllers. I still think the name Switch would obviously apply to that if they did use it in that way. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and the gameplay you've been seeing in this video has been from Streets of Rage from the Sega Genesis. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you soon in the next video. Take care.